Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Pay the Dazzling Diva, and I am a part-time reseller on sites such as Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and Etsy. I'm going to go over my sales for the past, well, not this past week, but the week before that, May 12th through the 18th, and show you what show on all of these platforms. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure to go ahead and stay tuned. If you find that you are learning anything in these videos, please make sure to go ahead and leave a like so that I know that you are enjoying the content and that you're learning something. And also go ahead and subscribe to the channel, as I not only do I do what sew videos, but I also do tips and tricks, and also do mystery boxes and hauls as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get started. Unfortunately, I did not have any sales for Poshmark during this period, but let me go back one. I did have one for Etsy, and it was a pretty good sale. This is a 1981 Gans Brothers Wrinkles. It's a hand puppet. Very cute. I've had it for probably a little bit over a year, but it was a good sale. Have a couple of sales for Mercari. First, we have this, I think it's Exertion shirt. It came to me in a lot. I had never even heard of this before. Someone sent me an offer, or no, I think what happened is I had the $9 offer go down, because on Mercari what you can do is you can set your max price, which I set at 15, and then you can have it go down to your lowest point. I usually put it at 10, and then when someone likes it again, I'll send out offers to likers, and it usually goes out about $9. So that's probably what happened with this, and someone accepted a $9 offer. And we have this cute little Jolly Sheep lamp. I think I saw this at a regular Goodwill. They had like a couple of these. It was only like $1, no more than $2, and so I picked it up because I had never seen plush like this, and I sent out an offer for $12 and somebody accepted. And on to eBay. But before we get to eBay, I was going through because I'm rearranging my inventory. It seems like I'm always rearranging my inventory. So I was going through some of the bins that I bought over from my storage unit, and I realized one of them I hadn't been in a while was a bin of jeans. When I went to check on these jeans, only one pair of jeans was still listed um, on um, on the platforms, and this was before I was cross-listing. So that once they fell off of eBay, and because I wasn't cross-listing, I didn't have it in Vendu, and so I'm ending up having to rephotograph, which is good because at that time I wasn't photographing jeans very well. But I'm having to rephotograph all of those jeans, and then I will cross list it. And that's one of the good things about having like a cross listing service, is that if your items, because items do occasionally drop off of eBay for some reason, if they do that, then you don't have to retake your pictures and everything. You can just pick it up in Vendu. So, but I was really surprised that not only did the jeans not show up, but I also had a bin of shirts. So this was back when I was keeping everything in bins instead of like having them labeled individually for my with my inventory, which I much prefer that rather than digging through a bin trying to find something. But anyways, in that bin as well, probably about 70 to 80% of my shirts were not listed. And here I am just thinking that I just don't sell shirts. Well, I wasn't selling the shirts because they were not listed. So I have to get those relisted as well. So make sure at least once a year you're going through your inventory just to make sure things are still listed. And you'll see one of those shirts. So this is the first sale. This is a Mattel. Right, so I had to do that calculation on these real quick because eBay does not show you if you send out an offer. So I did send out a $10 offer on this figure, and someone accepted. This came in a figure of I actually saw this in the bag of figures, and since I had never seen this before, and I figured it was would go for pretty good by itself, I went ahead and got it. This is one of the shirts, as you can see, even with the background. This is before I started taking the background off, but this is one of the shirts that was no longer listed, and it sold for $14.20 with the 5%. I have a 5% off sale going at all times on my store. So this is a vintage tie. I don't usually sell ties, but a thrift that I went to had like bags of ties for only like a couple of dollars. So I figured you couldn't go wrong, and some of the brands in there were pretty good. You had some Tommy Hilfiger and some Michael Kors and other brands. And this was a vintage. It was a really nice tie. The buyer liked it, left me good feedback, and it sold for $16.52. And when I'm saying these figures and they sound kind of weird, it's because I sent out like a 15% off offer and people accepted. These are some shoes that I got at the Goodwill outlet. Our outlet is not the best. I like it because the employees are great, and they are doing a lot better though. The shoes used to be absolutely ridiculous, but now they're getting some good shoes, and I've actually had a lot of the shoes that I got when I went last time sell. So this was a pair of GH Bass penny loafers, and they sold for the $52.25. This is a cute little chihuahua, and I probably got this in a plush lot because I don't normally pick up um, this brand anymore. But you know, Chihuahuas sell pretty good. So that did sell for the $13.78. Next, we have a vintage Eddie Bauer skirt. Skirts don't sell that great for me, but this was a pretty good price at the thrift. I like the color. And so at this point, I was playing around with having some coupons in my store to see if it helped with sales. So this did sell with a 15% off coupon. Next, another one that sold on the coupon. This is a Carrie Underwood. I think the church thrift that was going out of business had a bunch of CDs on sale, because I normally don't get like music CDs because they take a very long time to sell unless it's something that's really unique. But this lot of Carrie Underwood did sell. Then we have these H&M boxer shorts. I usually don't pick up H&M. This did come to me in a Goodwill Blue Box mystery lot, and I did send out an offer for $13. Someone accepted. Next, we have this Becca. Becca is a really good brand to pick up for homeschool curriculum. It doesn't matter if it's really old either. Just make sure that it hasn't been written in and it's in decent condition, and it will still sell. This sold for an offer of $16. Next, we have this Furminator. It's one of the few things that I've gotten with retail arbitrage, and it sold okay. I think I paid probably like about $4 for this, and it did sell for the $20.89. Crazy thing about this is that I also list on Bonanza, because Bonanza is, if you don't know, Bonanza is a platform that links with eBay. They're now charging like 3 cents an item, I think, to list or whatever, but it used to be completely free, so that's why I just went ahead and linked it up with eBay. And I've been making a couple of sales. Like, I've never made a lot of sales on Bonanza, but I have been making a couple of sales. But the bad thing is, the couple of sales that I have made were made because they're supposed to automatically delete the items on Bonanza when they sell on eBay, or if you delist them on eBay. But for some reason, it was still on Bonanza, so I had to go in and make sure it was resynced up, because something happened where it wasn't syncing with my eBay store. Something had happened, it had like an error or something, but since I never go into Bonanza, I didn't realize this. So if you are selling on Bonanza, what I would suggest is that every once in a while to just go in there and make sure that when something sells on eBay that is not still listed on Bonanza, and if it is listed on Bonanza, just go into your settings and say that you want to go ahead and do a sync so that they can look at what it does is it looks at all of your items that are in ending status, and they'll make sure that those ended items are not still listed in your Bonanza store. But so yeah, because right after this sold, like a couple of days later, it sold on Bonanza. And I think I'm also making more sales on Bonanza because I'm no longer doing the end and sell similar every 30 days. I'm now waiting like at least a couple of months before I end my listings on eBay and relist them and sell similar. So I think because they are listed longer, I don't know how the search engine and Google and everything works, but I do believe that having it out there a little bit longer is helping people find it better on Bonanza. Then we have this Salacious B. Crumb Star Wars. I know nothing about Star Wars, but I just thought this was a unique figure when I saw it at the thrift, and it was only 99 cents. So I went ahead and got it. And so this did sell with the 15% off coupon. For 2 weeks in a row, 2 weekends, I did the 15% off coupon. And depending on how my sales are this weekend, if they are slow, I might do another coupon for the weekend. Then we have this. This came in like a bag of toys. I don't particularly pick up like the McQueen stuff. Even the Mater things are um oversaturated. Some of the other side characters do a little bit better. The Disney Pixar planes, the characters from that seem to do a lot better than the characters from Cars. And then this last two was uh, a bulk buy, which I don't normally get on eBay, but they did. So both of these they got with the 15% off coupon. So on average, it came out to be about $18.95 a piece. We had this Tommy Bahama, which is a brand that I do like to pick up in men's and women's. And then we have this Joggle men's. I picked this up at a regular thrift just because of the pattern of it. So I probably have had it no longer than probably like a year and a half, something like that. But I just figured it would catch some eyes because of the cool pattern. All right, so those are my items that I've sold on my platforms for the past week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you learn anything, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and a like, and go ahead and follow. So you know when I release new videos, I'm going to do the updated version of what sold this past week. I'm going to drop that on Wednesday. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye for now.